Wattimena, the machine gun, or Mad Cameron Menzies, who I don't know what he's been doing for the last 3 months, but it looks like he's been living under a bridge. There he is. He is immensely watchable, this man. You have no idea whether he'll average 107 or 77, but it'll be an absolute forest of flailing limbs and gurning faces along the way. Always entertaining, never predictable. Cammy takes on the machine gun. Paul Nicholson has joined me in comms for this one.
Thanks, Dan. Yeah, never boring.
25.
Is Cammy from Scotland.
25.
William O'Connor's cursing him right now, because that's who Cameron beat in the first round.
25.
And Wattiminena's had a bit of a change of heart today. He had his new dart shirt on yesterday, but after not having a very good day, he's decided to go just to the plain polo.
$85.
Well, it's his first crack on the Pro Tour this year, this summer series. Cameron Menzies didn't feature before lockdown. He played pretty dreadfully and got ironed out 6-0 on the opening day. He ran into Ian White and 113 average yesterday, so it's not as if he's got close to winning a game until today, as you say, when he's edged out Willie O'Connor. And let's see what he can do. Look, he's a player that is so unpredictable that you wouldn't be surprised if you watched him play 10 events. Half of them he went out in round one playing rubbish, and the other ones he found himself in last 16s and quarterfinals or whatever.
We've seen him in a quarterfinal on the European Tour, haven't we? Yeah. That was a particularly memorable weekend. Had
a good crack at Michael van Gerwen in Leverkusen, as I recall.
87.
Wattimena has ironed out Nathan Derry today.
58.
6 legs to 0. Very impressive.
Jermaine Wattimena will have looked at Ryan Joyce winning yesterday, and there'll be a little part of him thinking, that should have been me. Double 12. And again, there it is. Takes that out very nicely for a 15-dart start. 1-0 Jermaine Wattimena. Yeah, Jermaine Wattimena for quite a long while now has been one of the most likely candidates to become a first-time winner on the PDC Tour. He's made finals, made loads of quarterfinals and semi-finals, hasn't got over the line just yet.
58.
And I'm sure, I mean, you didn't really have that, did you, Paul? Because you came over to the PDC and just started winning quite quickly. But it's got to be annoying. What if you're Chris Dobie or Jermaine Wattimena, players like that who've been trying for ages, getting close to winning titles, and then, particularly when he's your mate, Ryan Joyce, nips in front of you. It's like you've Q-jumped.
That's a good way of putting it, actually.
140.
It was a little bit different back at the start of my career because we had the global events, the events in Canada, Australia, the States, where not everybody would go. So Taylor wouldn't go, Wadey wouldn't go, but you know, I picked up my first PDC Pro title at the 2009 Australian Open and took out Robert Thornton in the final, but the field, with all due respect to everybody that was there, it wasn't as strong as, say, this one is. But you then had to legitimise yourself by winning one in the United Kingdom, which I did in 2011. I managed to pick up 3 of them. So I get the feeling with someone like Jermaine Wattimena or Chris Dobie, once they get one, it's going to be a cluster.
I certainly think they've got the capability to do it.
55.
But let's see, you've got to actually do it, and winning that first one is tricky. Ooh, can't find the treble 19 that would have left double 12 again, so Menzies to level things up.
Two 8s.
40.
And you can't afford to do that when Wattimena's on double 16. Can he see enough of it? He's looking for a Chris Dobie style dart, and he's done exactly the same off the post.
Yeah, I like that a lot from Jermaine Wattimena.
100.
Yeah, Cameron Menzies is trying to take Steve McNally's nickname, the Hobo.
59.
He's looking very much like the new lead singer of Mumford & Sons.
I'm not ruling out him bursting into song at some point during this stream game. There's every chance. You don't know with Cameron Menzies.
You mentioned that game with Michael van Gerwen. MVG wasn't too impressed with him, was he?
He just didn't know what to do. I mean, look, they're a very there are certain players, and you were probably one of them back in the day, Paul, where if you were going up against them, you've got no idea what they're going to be like. They could be flailing their arms around like Cammy and pulling faces.
40.
You know, your Scott Rands, you know, playing up to the camera and showboating.
100.
It can put you off your game. It's difficult to concentrate and focus and stay in the zone when your opponent is doing things, and it may not be malicious, it's just how they are.
It's absolutely right. As Cammy gets himself a 170 approach to leave 32, he is going to get a shot at it, but I totally agree with what you're saying. Playing against Mark Hilton was like playing against Fred Astaire.
Game shot.
And look at that, 140, 170, 32 out. This is what Cameron Menzies can do. He's got that explosive power. Special things can happen on a dartboard when Cameron Menzies is throwing. He's averaging 99 here and looking really, really good.
93.
And yet, 2 days ago, he rocked up, averaged in the 70s, played horrendously. It's just what he's like, which you just don't want to take your eyes off him.
He's a great player, has been for a few seasons. And, of course, a former British Open champion, and had a big run to try and defend that. Only just lost out in the semi-finals.
96.
But he is a character.
Well, back-to-back quarterfinals on the Challenge Tour at the start of this year, that first Challenge Tour weekend, which is why he's able to come here. He's on the Challenge Tour Order of Merit and relatively high up there, so he got an invite. He did win a BDO title just before lockdown on the Isle of Man.
40.
Could he take out the 170? Oh, just waiting for Jermaine to get out of the way. Oh, he's not going to hit it this time.
89.
Oh, that's a second one on the floor. That's very unfortunate. Not for Cammy. He looks at double 12. And somehow misses that. He was almost too good there, Dan.
100.
Well, he's got himself down to 130. It's probably in vain. Ooh. Oh, now then.
Well, Wattimena's looking for an OMG shot. Menzies has just had a UGH shot.
55.
One for double one. It's the only way you can get it.
No score.
Oh, that's forgettable. And Wattimena has got to take this chance. One shot at tops.
55.
That would have made Cammy feel very sick, but he's got a second take on 3.
Oh, that is wild.
No score.
I mean, there's a safe dart and then there's a ridiculous dart, isn't there? Even Andrew Davies gave him a look there, our marker.
Any higher, that would have gone over the board. Look at Cammy in the background. Mr. Hart on his sleeve right there.
59.
Honestly, is there a qualified psychiatrist in here?
Right, can he get things together and get back
60.
in that little groove he was in? But you see there, the first dart high, the next two following it exact. Great grouping. Unfortunately, he's banging between the treble and the double.
82.
Outside boards. Ross Smith is 5-4 down to Rob Collins. That could be a bit of an upset. Scott Mitchell's currently playing against Andy Hamilton. Tight game there, 3-2 to Scott.
125.
Jeff Smith 4-3 up on Gary Blades after beating Justin Pipe earlier. And Stephen Bunting, who needs a big run
57.
either today or at the weekend, is currently 5-1 up on Harold Leitinger of Austria.
You've already seen some players making it through to round 3. The likes of Mike De Decker, Andrew Gilding beat Christoph Ratajski. Big win. Benito van der Pas saw his day come to an end. James Wade has seen him off 6-4.
43.
Steve Brown's beaten Steve Lennon. And Roby John Rodriguez overcoming yesterday's runner-up Dave Chisnell.
'83.
Scary thing, Dan, is that Gerwin Price has played 2 games and hasn't lost a leg yet.
Yeah, averaging about 100 for the day.
100.
Gerwin knows these are long days. You've got to perform all the way through. Yesterday, he started with 115 average and then went out in the next round playing rubbish. Putting things right today is Cameron Menzies. 2 perfect darts and then misses a big number.
100.
He sees the funny side of this, but he won't be laughing if he misses 54. Should have had 3 at tops,
Game
but
shot.
only needs 1. After the previous leg, he couldn't hit a double with a hedgehog.
Well, Jermaine Wattimena is there for the taking. He's 3-2 up in this game, but he's only averaging 82. A very un-Jermaine Wattimena performance. The thing that
100.
has got Jermaine to where he is, he's no longer the second highest ranked Dutch player. He's actually just a little bit behind Jeffrey de Zwaan. But it got him in the World Cup of Darts team to play alongside MVG because he was consistent. Lots of last 16s, lots of quarterfinals, the odd semi-final, the occasional final. He'd just turn up, and every weekend he was going home with between 1,500 and $4,500 of ranking money. And you keep on doing that, particularly when you go to the Euro Tours and you're making the final session of action, which he was doing on a regular basis, you're going to go up and up the rankings. You get into big TV tournaments.
70.
Hasn't had any big runs in the big TV tournaments yet, but you'd think that would come if he can keep on producing his consistently good game on the tour. But this isn't that good game.
There's a good fight going on right now for that second Dutch spot in that World Cup side. You've got
125.
Noppert, Wattimena and de Zwaan all vying for it for later in the year.
Yeah, well, certainly Danny Noppert. And Danny Noppert, of course, has made a TV final in the PDC, made the World Series of
99.
Darts finals. Admittedly, I'm still not quite sure how he beat Ian White on the ways of that, but he got there.
96.
This game is slipping away from Wattimena somewhat. He's fortunate to be in the position he's in. He should be in a level game right now.
99.
But with Cammy, you just never know.
Tops it is.
Game shot.
There it is. Well, taking out Top's first dart, the last 2 legs to level this game up. And Cameron Menzies is looking more likely
125.
out of these 2 at the moment. But as we've already seen in this game, he can be brilliant and then go completely off the boil and lose his head. He seems to have got back in that little
59.
groove, but let's just see if it's going to be good enough. Because if Jermaine Wattimena ups his game to what he can normally play, then, well, he can beat
81.
anybody, Jermaine.
Completely agree. I just wonder, you know, if Cameron Menzies feels more comfortable today because one of his pals has shown up in Ryan Hogarth. Sometimes when you've got a bit of an ally with you,
24.
you might just feel a little bit more at ease with the challenge. And with Hogarth arriving here yesterday as a fellow
140.
Challenge Tour player, it might just have made him feel a little bit more at home.
Lovely.
140.
Well, Jermaine, better scoring leg from the Dutchman. Can he set this up from here?
97.
Yes, he can.
He's going to need to hit the 58.
180.
Big time shot here. Oh no! Menzies all of a sudden cannot wait to get to the oche. He's splitting it for double 16.
Game
And now he can't miss a double, Dan. This is just perplexingly brilliant.
Massive gun from Cameron Menzies there. 3 out of 3 on the doubles for the last 3 legs. 38 left, splits it, hits it straight in there again. We have ignition. Cameron Menzies is taking off.
You're going to have to work on your Scottish R's, Dan. It's a gurn.
That's it,
40.
yeah.
When he
96.
plays like this, he is fabulous to watch. But Wattamena's got to find the next gear.
99.
I don't know whether it's just me, but this game seems to be quickening up.
Yeah. And I think a lot of it is down to Cammy, isn't it? Because all of us, you know, Jermaine will play as fast as
87.
anybody in the world most of the time. I think he actually slowed down a little bit over the last year or 2. But Cameron, he's just hit this zone. He's confident.
58.
He's feeling good. And he's just flowing through this match now.
Well, both of the averages were very low to start this game because of all of the missed darts at double.
58.
But the fact that Menzies is now up towards the 91-92 mark is testament to what he's done the last couple of legs.
100.
Well, there's some pressure, but this should be Cameron Menzies' leg from here. 20 for tops. Moving to try and find the double.
60.
Oh, he's clattered straight into that block of dart.
It's a big dart as well. It's as tall as Martin Clearmaker.
Game
Oh, Jermaine, you found a little bit of genius. Oh, this is a good game.
Cameron did not like that one.
I know what Cammy was saying in his head. He's like, oh, you didn't he? Yeah, he did.
140.
Well, I'm desperate for this man to get his tour card. I just want to see him play. I've got no idea what he can do. I don't know. I don't know whether he is a consistent enough player to be picking up
96.
titles, to be, you know, really getting to major tournaments, because I don't know how often he can find his best stuff that we've seen little glimpses of here. But it would be fascinating to find out.
I'll put you on the spot then, Dan. If you want a really bonkers darts match involving
95.
Cameron Menzies, who's his opponent that you would really dearly like him to play?
Peak Paul Nicholson, really, and that's like prime Paul Nicholson. I just think it'd be
28.
spectacular. This would be spectacular, but it's not going to go. And Wattimena, he was 2-0 up. He was 4-3 down. He could be about to go 5-4 up.
Double 16.
31.
And Menzies, oh, look at the centre. 60. There's a
65.
portion of my brain thinking he might have gone centre again.
I genuinely thought that might happen. Racing around the booth, Cameron
16.
Menzies, to see if he gets a chance, and he does. You know, he gets one. His finishing has been excellent in the last few legs. Only one dart missed at tops. There's another one.
40.
Oh, and there's a third. Might be the game, you know.
Sympathetic head tilt from
Good
Cameron
shot.
Menzies. Not feeling sympathetic anymore. He has let the lead slip. He's not been able to maintain that real hot
100.
streak from the middle, has he?
Yeah, it's fleeting. It always seems fleeting with Cameron Menzies. You'll see him
100.
on a day or in a tournament or in a game or just a little burst, and the bursts are spectacular. But I just don't know. I don't know if playing on the tour week in, week out would get him to a stage where we see more of the best of him more often and for longer.
28.
Because if we do, we've got a real player. As it is, we've got an entertainer who's going to do damage and can take out big
58.
names. I just don't know if he can go on and find himself in semis and finals and win things. I don't know. Be interesting finding out.
136.
Wattimena does brilliantly there to leave himself a finish from 303. Needs to get the 60.
39.
Decided elsewhere, and Wattimena's got 6 to get it done.
59.
That will have to do, but it's definitely not match over yet.
Big darts, but it's a 108 checkout. He took out the 104. Pivotal moment that. The 108 is not going to go for Jermaine Wattimena.
76.
Cameron Menzies to stay alive. Tops it is.
Same shot.
And now he hits it. And we get a last leg decider, and it's probably what this game deserves, although I've got absolutely no idea or I think deserves to win it.
25.
There's nothing in the averages, nothing in the legs, and they've both had spells where they've looked the stronger player. It's all down to this last leg.
58.
I can't remember a match that I've covered for Cameron Menzies that I haven't had that little glow in my belly
5.
where I really want to laugh. I'm sure he's not laughing right now, but he will be if he gets this leg. It's a very compact throw, isn't it, Dan? There's not a great deal of exterior movement. It's all compacted into that zone around his right shoulder.
Well, he shakes his head because he thinks this game might have gone.
140.
Ton 40 that's just sort of tossed in there as an afterthought. Because Wattimena is going to get matched darts. How many will he need?
128.
Really, really strong last leg, you have to say. 24 left after 12 on throwing a last leg decider. Impressive stuff.
There's a great reaction after checking the score. His instinct of hitting that 51 was absolutely sublime.
Game shot.
Double 12, doesn't mess around. A 13 darter to get the job done, and Wattimena deserved that one in the end. It was a very, very scratchy game, but he saved his best for last. That was really good from Wattimena. We'll be back with more action very soon on stream number 2. So we'll be right back. Do not go anywhere.